boy.
Good morning everyone, my name is Iren Sri Surantali Diana Monding, but you can call me Iren. Today I would like to share my opinion about smoking in campus area. This topic is important because it relates to our health, environment, and the image of our university community. In my opinion, smoking should not be allowed on campus. The first and most important reason is health. Cigarettes contain many harmful substances that can cause serious diseases such as lung cancer, heart problems, and respiratory issues. What makes it worse is that the smoke doesn't only affect the smoker, but also the people nearby. This is called secondhand smoke, and it can be just as dangerous. Everyone campus deserves to breathe clean air and study in a healthy environment. Besides the health issue, smoking also affects the cleanliness and comfort of the campus. Cigarettes butts often end up on the ground, making the area look dirty and unpleasant. The smell of smoke can also disturb other students who are trying to study or relax. A smoke-free campus would create a more peaceful, comfortable, and focused atmosphere for everyone. Furthermore, as an educational institute, the campus should serve as a role model in promoting positive behavior. By banning smoking, the campus shows its commitment to supporting healthy lifestyle and encouraging students to take responsibility for their well-being. It also sends a strong message that education and health should go hand in hand. In conclusion, I strongly believe the smoking in campus area should be completely banned. This policy will protect everyone, help keep the environment clean, and promote a better lifestyle among students and staff. Let's work together to create a smoke-free campus where we can learn, grow, and success in a healthy and positive atmosphere. Thank you for listening.
Oh my god! Wow!
A few moments later.
Good morning everyone and welcome. Thank you for being here. Today we are going to talk about a very important and basic topic in English, the simple present tense. My name is Iren and I'm excited to with you through this lesson. What is present tense? So what actually is the simple present tense? It's a verb form that we use for a few different things. First, we use it for things happening now or generally true. Second, and very commonly, we use it for habits or routines, action that happen regularly. Look at the example on the slide. I eat breakfast every morning. It's a habit. The sunrise in the east is a general truth. Simple, right? Affirmative structure. Let's look at the basic positive structure or the affirmative form. The formula is simple: subject plus verb plus object. But there is a key rule to remember that rule. If the subject is I, you, we, or they, we use the base form of the verb. For example, I like tea. If the subject is the third person singular, he, she, or it, we must add ses or ies to the base verb. The example, she likes tea. Signal words as verb of frequency. How do you know when to use the simple present? Often we see signal words of or what we call adverb of frequency. These words tell us how often an action happens. They include often, usually, sometimes, and never. When you see this word, the simple present is usually the correct tense to use. Next, negative form. Now let's learn how to make it negative. For the negative form, word need the auxiliary verbs do or does plus the word not. The formula becomes subject plus done or doesn't plus base verb. We use don't for I, you, we, and they. For example, I don't like tea, and we use doesn't for he, she, and it. For example, she doesn't like tea. Important notice that after doesn't, the man goes back to the base form like no as is needed anymore. Next slide. Yes or no question form to ask a simple present tense question that can be answered with yes or no. We start with the auxiliary verb do or does. The structure is do or does plus subject plus base verb plus object. If the subject is I, you, we, or they, we start we do. If the subject is he, she, or it, we start we does. Special case, the verb to be. Wait, there's one special verb, the verb to be. The to be verb does not need do or does. For negative or question, it changes its form completely. We say I am, he, she, it is, and you, we, they are. For example, to make a negative you just add not she is not clever, or for a question are you nice? Spelling rules, third person singular 1. Let's look closer at the spelling rules for adding s, es, or is in the positive third person. He, she, it. For most verbs you just add s, he, it. However, for verbs that end with the letters s, ss, y, sa, ch, x, or o, you must add es. The slide gives two examples. I miss becomes he misses, and I go becomes he goes. Next, spelling rules third person singular 2. Next rule is about verbs ending in y. If a verb ends in a consonant plus y, like study or cry, you change the y to is. So I study becomes he studies. But if a verb ends in vowel plus y, like play, you just add is, he plays. Okay, introduction to we have question. Now let's move on to asking for specific information using we have questions. The answer to a we have question cannot be just yes or no. You need a full answer. We have word who, asking about people. On this slide, we focus on who. We use who to ask about people. There are two ways to ask with who. First, asking for the subject, the person doing the action. In this case, the formula is simple. Who plus verb with an as plus object. For example, who teaches your class? Second, asking for the object, the person receiving the action. Here we use the auxiliary do or does. Who plus do or does plus object plus base verb. For example, who do you see at the library? We have word what, asking about things and action. Next, let's look at what. What is used to ask about things, object, or action. The formula is straightforward. What plus do or does plus subject plus base verb. We can ask about an action or job. What does your father do for a living? Or we can ask about an object or thing. What do you drink for breakfast? We have words where and when. Next, where and when. We use where to ask about place or location. For example, where do they live? We use when to ask about time. For example, when does the move start? Remember to still use do or does in the formula. We have words why and how. The last two are why and how. I see use why when you need a reason or explanation. The answer usually start with because. For example, why does he leave early? Use how to ask about the why or method something is done. For example, how do you go to campus? By bike, by bus. We use how with often to ask about frequency. How often does the cafe open? Okay. Thank you all for listening the conclusion or presentation on the simple present tense. I hope this was clear and helpful. Bye.